Welcome back to another market update video. Today I'm going to be taking you through the Sidra community, but looking particularly at the E3 and E2 4-bedroom property variants within Sidra. So behind me you can see outlined some of the transactions, and we'll go through individually Sidra 1, 2 and 3. Starting off with rentals, we've seen 9 transactions between 390,000 to 675, a massive variance in price. And for sales, we've seen 11 transactions, lots of transactions, and these are all within the last 6 weeks, between 5.5 and 8.5. Again, a massive variance in terms of prices. Lots of transactions. Remember, we're factoring in both types of 4 beds, the E2 and the E3. The E2 is a smaller 4-bed that's only available in the Sidra 1 community, and then the E3, which is the larger 4-bed, which is available in Sidra 1, 2 and 3. All of the sales transactions I'm just about to go through with you are all transferred. That means that they've been to the transfer office and assigned the new owner to the property. So any deals that are agreed, for instance, over the last week or today, for instance, these won't be factored into prices that have been achieved, and we'll see them in the next video. So going through the sales transactions behind me, we see the first transaction in Sidra 1. This is a property in a great location. It is a back-to-back setting, so you do share the back wall with the property behind it. Very close to the community centre, so you can literally walk across. There's a pathway here. You can get to the pool, the gym, and all the facilities there. 6.5 million. This property was rented at 340,000 till July 23. So of course a little bit less than where the market is now. Of course, starting at around 390. Larger plot. So standard plot is around 4,700 square foot. So good property, number 143. Sidra 2, we have a total of 6 transactions. So we'll start at the top here. Now we've got to factor in that this is on the west gate. So this is the gate that's closest to the mall. So it has a separate entrance. Sidra 2 is the only one that splits into 2. So there's no actual through path through here. 380, this was sold at 5.6, and that's 4,910 square foot, and it's rented for 157 till July 23. One thing to factor in is you've got the apartment buildings at the top here. So of course, in terms of saleability and desirability of these properties, is going to only cater to someone very specific, because you don't get as much privacy as you would on this side of the community. So having a look at the east side of the community here, you've got 2 transactions that are both backing towards the internal roads. This side is going to adjoin where the new address villas are going to be. So you're going to have lovely lagoons over there. Great location in the future for sure. 5.92 million. Great price achieved for this property. 4,891. This is number 158. So it's slightly larger plots. Of course, it's a single row property, so you get absolute privacy there. And then you've got this one here. Remember here you've got Maple, so that's where it joins with Maple. Address villas, and then this is between Sidra 2 and Sidra 3 joins on here. So this is backing towards the internal road. 6.3 is what was achieved for this property, and 4,863 square foot. So very similar sort of plot to this one just up here. The next 2 properties are slightly different. So these are both greenbelt properties. This one here, which is number 78, sold at 7.4 million, and that's a 4,618 square foot plot. So more of a standard size, but of course, more privacy, a lot more space between the road behind you. So this property is much further away. Of course, you can see that you pay more for that kind of that kind of space and that premium location. Next one is number 115, sold at 7.8 million. This one has a larger plot, so you can see without factoring in, tenancy situations or when the property is going to be vacant, you can see, an extra 400k for a little bit of extra space. I would say that this property is probably in a better location, potentially because you've got a direct path to the, the pool, the community centre, the gym. But then some people would argue that this is a better location because it's more private, less people are going to use this pathway. But it comes down to what the buyer would like. So the 4 final transactions, we've got 179, which is a back-to-back property, a larger plot, so 5,202 square foot. And this sold for 5.5 million. I think, if you're buying at sub 6 million, these are going to be older transactions. There's not really anything for sale around these sort of prices, well, there categorically isn't. So this is just something to factor in. Remember, if a property is purchased with a mortgage, it can take 6 to 8 weeks and sometimes even longer for the banking process to finish, and then we go to transfer. So this one's really interesting. This is property 241, and this one is very close to the park area here. This park area is sunken, so it's lower than the rows of properties to allow, of course, less noise disturbance for the neighbouring community members. Essentially, this one is sold at 6.5 million, larger plot at 6,025 square foot. So great property location. Of course, you don't enjoy the park view, but you have the side of that property towards the back, so you do have a bit of extra privacy as well. And I would say that in terms of location, it's very easy to get to the community centre. You're a short distance away. This transaction here, this is an interesting one. So this is number 303. It's sold at 6.2 million. Slightly larger plots than normal, 4,880. And this was rented at 184,000, and that's till November 23. So that's a really interesting one. Again, this part here adjoins where the address villas are going to be. So that's going to be quite a nice view. This property would have had, from the front window, essentially you'd be looking in that direction. So in the future that would be really nice. The last transaction is this one over here. So that's number 288. It's a full corner unit, so you can see there's no other properties here, so you get more privacy. You look onto the side of this E1 over here. You join onto a green belt, which is a great location in that respect, and that one sold for 8.5 million, and it's a standard size plot, so massive variation in price. I think in terms of E3s, there's been a lot of transactions, a lot of movement. Depending on the location, it will really vary how much you're going to pay or how much you're going to sell one of these properties for. Sidra, of course, compared to let's say Maple, these properties are more you can customize them essentially to what you want to create, and so the prices do vary depending on the upgrades. On some of these properties, you do have the space to do quite substantial upgrades. But as usual, if you have any questions about this video or Dubai Hills or even real estate in Dubai in general, feel free to reach out to me using the WhatsApp telephone number in the description below. But I appreciate you watching and have a lovely day. Take care.